Hi, this is Dave, and I would like to go over the latest product. It's the latest version of a product we've been running for over 6 years now, so it's not new. It's just the best version we put out yet, and it's called Rank Omega. Rank Omega. It's the only SEO and ranking service you need. And so, what is it? What is it for? Rank Omega is based on the idea of creating a website for you. It's a new website, perhaps, if you need one, you don't have one. Or if you already have one that's converting well for you and making you some money, then you're looking for any new income stream that makes sense. And we're creating a new website for you in that case. A secondary website, perhaps to run in parallel to your own, selling the same thing or different things. But what is it? What makes Rank Omega absolutely important? Because this is a web design package that we put out. There are 4 attributes to this that web designers normally never offer their clients, and we figured out a way to streamline it extremely well. By the way, it's so streamlined that when you get this service, there are literally 36 people involved. That's 36 people involved in doing their jobs to pull the whole of your project together. Okay, so this is a very big, very serious, powerful project, powerful output, but it's cheap. It's cheap because we've been able to streamline it so well, and that's why we're so excited about the service. It's very powerful and very cheap. Now, I'd like to walk you through the factors that make this extremely important, and let me start with this. Okay, so the first thing we do is that we create a template that's already pre-configured in design. Okay, it's a very high conversion template. Now, what does high conversion mean, by the way? I don't just want to throw terms around out there. I want to make them make sense. High conversion means this. When somebody is done reading a page of yours or they glance through the page, then the page should really lead them on. There should be something about the page that gets them to want to continue reading on another page. So the conversion action of this page is for you to take a look at different themes and be interested and then click here to see how it works, to continue. Okay, that's called a conversion. For instance, this client testimonials block here also has a conversion. You would read it and then you would click here. So websites that are highly convertible are arranged in such a way that they lead to conversions. In other words, Google doesn't want to see most of your visitors land on the front page and bounce off. But that's precisely what happens because people usually have trouble finding what they're looking for on your website. Just to make that point real quick. The typical website has a bounce rate of around 85%, leaving us with a conversion rate of about 15%. That means if 100 people come to your website, about 15 are going to click something more on your website. Okay? The other 85 probably won't. They will leave shortly after landing on your main page, maybe within a minute. Okay, because the information was too vague, they weren't sure where to go next or what to do next, and so they walked off. Okay, now that's a horrible idea, right? So often people come to a website, don't see what they're looking for right away, and therefore leave. Okay, now with our templates, the conversion rate is more like 60%. In other words, 60 out of 100 people click something else before they leave, even if they're going to leave after clicking just one thing. They click at least something because they're interested enough to continue a little further, look a little deeper, explore a little more. Okay, and that means we have about 4 times as much staying power as a typical website template. That's the first of 4 things that we do for you. That's correct, streamlined, involves 36 total people to get done, and it's extremely important. So let me step back and show you one of these themes that we've done. For clients, we do them all the time for our clients, okay? But we've been doing it this new improved way that includes 4 major attributes. And the first one is exactly the point of decreasing the bounce rate. Okay, here, let me point this out. This is a Brisbane, Australia, environmental pest management company, EnviroSafe, sorry. So they do pest management. They get rid of the bugs that crawl up in your house or into a building. I got a question. We just landed here. What are the things that help visitors stay on the page? Okay, why would this be a high conversion template? Well, the logo stands out, catches your attention. Okay, this right here, it gives you the phone number, makes some quick motto and gives you the phone number, tells you when they're open. Okay, there you go. The background coloring really does draw your eyes in to the imagery in the middle. That's important. The menu is crystal clear and easy to navigate. Okay, this banner slider is here, and so are these 4 4 images and 2 more. Now think about this. Without even having scrolled down, let's just stop and take a look. Let me ask you a couple of questions. One, without even navigating, do they do pest control for healthcare facilities? You know, in other words, if I was somebody from a healthcare facility and my job was to look for a pest management company because somebody saw a mouse running around, okay, do they do that for me, for my particular needs? They do. What if I'm from a school and I'm showing up and I'm thinking of somebody who can handle a school? Do they do work for schools? Well, you can probably see they do. Okay, you can see healthcare facilities, you can see educational facilities. It catches your attention, holds your attention. What if you're from a hotel and somebody was claiming that they saw a mouse in their room or a roach? Well, there you go. We are the right people for hotels. But what about houses, by the way? We don't want to forget the fact all the people who come, many of them are just guys in homes. Okay? Yes, we do the work for you. So while we are making it very rapidly easy for people to figure out what they want to click on next, depending on their interests. If I'm interested in hotel issues, I'm going to click here, okay, and I'm going to read about that. If, however, just go back or go home, if I am from an educational facility, I'd be clicking this one and reading about that. Okay. Notice how they are different messages. Literally different messages. You talk to the people and establish rapport, and you want the message to be for them. Okay, same with residential. Now, the whole time that I'm locating rapidly what's going on, what else is happening? This banner slider is backing me up. It's making some very cool points, nice and important to read. Safer choice solutions. Harsh chemicals are dangerous, which is why we don't use them. Safe solutions do work. Learn more. Anyone who was ever confused or unclear, they can click here and literally get to the right sort of information in a quick hurry. And again, that's what the banner does. This, okay, don't worry, we won't let them bug you anymore. Learn more. What's the point? The banner puts the person in the right mood while they're being reassured that they're in the right place by the images. See how that works? It's a very cool double-pronged method for gripping their attention without confusion. Instead, we're arranging the real estate to provide clarity so they can tell that they've come to the right place. Okay, without even scrolling down, they already know. Okay, then when they start to scroll down, they get to continue seeing more things that help hold their interest. Here is a video. It's a YouTube video. You can click it, and it's saying natural pest control, and it explains the value of natural pest control products. Okay. Here are featured services. We can walk through them. I can quickly at a glance remember where I'd want to be next while I read a small amount of print on the page. See, what do other websites try to do? They try to shove all these concepts into one page. Okay? And the page goes down and 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 down, but it keeps going and going and going, and you can't tell where you belong in there. You have to keep scrolling up and down to see if you belong in there anywhere. Okay? Not in our case. The pages are short and sweet and clear, and we make it easy for you to find yourself. Okay? So the very first of the four-pronged job that we do for you that's different from other designers is that we are incredibly focused on a high conversion template. It's very, very important. Let me show you another example of using the very same template in an entirely different way. Okay, here we go. This is a workout group aimed mainly at seniors, you can see that, or people who've gotten out of shape. Okay, and what are we doing here? We're not even trying to get too many items going on. If we want them to read, they should read. So we don't put a phone number, we don't put an email address. But take a look. No menu. What do we have though? We have our banner sliders here pointing out what it needs to point out, and that's good. But there are just a couple of points like exercise less. Well, that's interesting. Maybe I want to read that. That's a curiosity approach, right? Need, greed, curiosity, or fear. Need, greed, curiosity, or fear, the four instigators of interest. Okay? And there's a training system that gives us some sort of an overview. Now, what do we have? We have a step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4 approach. So the very clear and obvious tendency, two things at once, you read from left to right. That's very, very obvious. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. The other thing about that, though, is that you're interested in seeing what their 4-step program looks like. Why not? Since it's only 4 steps and 4 clear steps, I am now willing to read further to see what's there. I can scroll down. And again, I can get more points here. There's conversion actions along the way. Okay. And when I get to the bottom, I've got a next page. And so this clearly helps me understand what to do next. Now, at the bottom, we reinforce again the steps. And actually, there's a 5th step that'll be introduced at the end of the 4. But you see how cool that is? It's all laid out nicely. That's very similar to the pest services. If somebody goes all the way through to the bottom, okay, then the page will close. It will close with pointers, again, about their services. And again, you can see so easily where you belong. Okay. And then they talk about cities they serve. That's good for Google, SEO. All right. And then they just close with their closing. Okay. That's very nice. And these sites are new, clean examples of how this is working. So let me continue. I want to make another point. We're talking about putting these pages out. And now the point I want to make is this. First, we talked about it being a convertible template. So what's the next thing we do that's huge? And the answer is we take your website and we expand it to the full stack of pages in size it should be to cover the gamut of keywords you need. Okay. In other words, we expand your website from something that would ordinarily be a 10-page or 12-page website, and we turn it into a gargantuan juggernaut of a website, 500, 600, could be a couple of thousand web pages. We want to create a page per keyword. Okay. We don't want to create just tons of pages willy-nilly per keyword, or that's something called spam dexing. It means too many pages per keyword. But if we have a page per keyword, and if you have geo-targets, then it's a page per geo-targeted keyword. Okay. That's all your cities times all your keywords. Perfectly fine. Okay. Then what we are doing is creating a full-size authority website. A website that covers the entire topic, has a page for each item in the entire topic. Okay? That's huge. All right? That has a lot to do with showing up for lots of keywords you normally would not show up for. How does that look? Well, let me give you an example. You take a look at this website here with this 4 or 5-step program, and you look through the bottom, and it doesn't look like there are that many pages here, right? But if we hit sitemap and we take a look at either one of these sub sitemaps in here, and you'll find that they're all organized by topic. If we get further in here, who knows, workout plan, and we go to look at any of the pages presented there, we're going to find that we actually have a lot more pages than we thought. And they're arranged for the different keyword combinations, the different topics that come up that we want Google to see that we have pages for. And so we go through different verbiage combinations, different things that are necessary on pages that are good. They read well, they do the job right, and they're absolutely aimed at getting people into all of this stuff that we have up here, no matter what keyword they come in from. So we actually have like a 500 or 600 page website here that is just hiding. It's incognito. It has a few extra links up here, but whenever you look at the site, it looks like maybe a 15-page website, even though it happens to be very big, workout plans for women, so that we can absolutely have pages for every topic, okay, that this site should cover. Same thing with the pest services. You may or may not click on it, but if you were to take a look at the sitemap, okay, and you were to go into any of these sections here and just think about the sections, the way that they're arranged in groups, and you look at any of those pages, again, we have a very large website. This one happens to be about 900 pages, and it covers all the main topics. And that way, the pages themselves show up for the different keyword combinations and in different wording combinations. This is very good for Google when they think of the keyword cloud, the tag cloud, and figure out what your site should be about and what it should show up for. That tag cloud effect is based on all the page combinations, the keyword combinations across all the pages. Okay, so that is the second thing we do for you that website developers don't offer. How often have you heard of getting a plumber website for your plumbing business and they're going to make it a 600-page site because you have 40 keywords times 15 cities you work in? So that's 600 keyword combinations. You need a page for every keyword to be in the running for every keyword. Okay. Now, what's the chance of that even working? Let me show you something, and that's this. It's a ranking example page. I'd like you to see this. This is something else that we do as well. That is part of that same second thing that we're talking about here, and that's this. We like to promote your website for you. And so every month, we're going to create a stack of pages on a referral website that point in at you. And those pages help you show up for lots of keyword combinations. And so the effect is going to be something like this. Before, then if somebody visited a keyword, maybe you had one result on the page somewhere. Okay, and perhaps it was an ad word. Okay, and so what are the chances that somebody typing this, if they did not know who you were, what are the chances that they would happen to click on you if they just chose randomly? Well, the chances are pretty small, right? So, if there are 20 people coming every week through this keyword, chances are good you're only going to get clicked once out of that 20 because there are probably 20 things on the page that are equally competitive, let's say. Okay. So when you're done with the service though, and we put some effort into it for a number of months, Google starts indexing our runs across several websites pointing in at you. All the websites saying you're the man. Here's what happens. We wind up pressing the competitors to page 2 and we take up the slack. So now we are the majority of things you can possibly click on the front page. Not the AdWords. We don't do AdWords. That would be expensive to you, wouldn't it? Somebody would have to be paying for the AdWords. No, we're talking about all these organic results that cost nothing to be on. It's just hard to win, but we make you win them. You see, this is 262,000 results for this keyword alone, and we happen to have 9 of them. Okay. All clicks in our link are free. Now, if you want to see a more inclusive study, you can take a look at this Excel file I put here. I just want to make a point. This is a project that we did and we put it out. Let me show this to you in a second here. Okay. Download it. And for any one keyword, a particular keyword, we were taking 1, 2, 3 spots on the front page. For any other keyword, 1, 2, 3 spots on the front page. Okay. You'll see entries like 16, 11. That's just because they were below Google Places, but still on the front page. Okay. So take a look at these keyword combinations. This is just for one job, one website, one client. And take a look at all these keyword combinations. I'm going to keep scrolling down. Maybe you can see the numbers over here as I'm scrolling. I just want to make this point. This is how many front page results we won for the guy with one job. Okay. And this is what we're going to do for you. It's what we do. Okay. This is the reason this package is exciting to you. And again, that was part of the second step of this 4-step process. Okay. All right. So we show up for tons of keywords. How does that actually look when you're looking at particular pages? And I'll show you. If you click here, this is just one keyword. Okay. And here are the top 2 results for that client. Okay. By the way, these were done over 2 years ago and no one's touched them since. Okay. So it's really fun to use this as a sample of the work we do. Okay. Our latest projects are stronger and better and more interesting, but nonetheless, we just showing that we know what we're doing. The work we did to get those there are over 2 years old, and we haven't come back to that project since. We haven't had to. Okay, that's the kind of work we'll do for you. It's going to last for years. On this website here, let's see. I think we showed up somewhere down here. Yeah, this one. Different keyword. Okay, again, 3 million results. Okay, and we are on the front page, about halfway up. And again, it's been there for 2 years plus. Okay, what about this? Okay, again, here we are. These are ours. Okay, 140,000 results, and we are one of the top 4 results. Okay, for that keyword. That's how important this is, because if we didn't create a page for every keyword we went after, we couldn't show up for all these keywords. Okay, let's go a step further. Okay, see this? This is a site colon command. It allows us to see how many pages are on a website altogether. So one of our clients, we wound up comparing their entire catalog. Okay, they had something like 500 items in their catalog, and they worked in something like 9 surrounding cities. Okay, that they installed stuff in, did whatever, drapes, curtains, shutters, blinds, whatever. And so their general reach, competitive reach, we identified as being these 9 cities, say. And so the great advantage of that, hold on one sec, there goes my phone. Okay, I'm back. Let me continue here. So, yeah, where was I? We had 500 keywords times 9 cities effectively, and that's about what you're staring at here, the 4390. That's demonstrating that. That's literally how many pages we wound up putting on that website. So if you were to compare them, and you were to take a look at one of these pages versus another one of these pages, you're going to find that they go for literally the different keywords, and they all do the same job. They all present the banner, they present an email block if we want it, the particular sections you might be interested in going to, um, and so on and so forth. You know, if they have YouTube, great. If they have Facebook, great. If they have testimonials, great. Featured services, great. But this is the way we wind up doing it for them because that's basically what they wanted. Okay, nice and simple. Keep it clean and neat. All right. So anyway, different pages, different jobs, and for the different reasons. All right. Now, let me come, and again, it still looks like a small site. You would never think that there was 4,390 pages indexed on Google, all available for anyone to do some search and land on. Okay. Now, that was the second thing that we do with your website. So we use a high conversion template, and then we make it very, very large. We cover every keyword you need. All right, that's called a full-bodied website. Whether it's 500 pages, 900 pages, or in this case 4,400 pages, we want to make a full-bodied website where we have a page for each keyword combination. Okay, and then for the rest of the year, month by month, we put out referral pages that point back in at you on different websites in our referral network. And what that means is we're doing the website promotion that drives up your rank, gets the link juice flowing in, gets you ranking harder for more keywords. It's all the right kind of thing so that you don't have to do it. Okay, it just comes part and parcel to the package. Okay, that's again, we're excited about Rank Omega because it's full. It's a full service package. All right, that was just two of the major things we do for you. We have two more. Guess what the third one's going to be? This is something no self-respecting web designer is ever willing to give you. Okay, that's called a control panel. Do you remember that? Brisbane Pet Control, this guy right here, this Brisbane Pest Control guy, right? Well, like all of those websites, and here's an example, you can log into the backend. And when you log into the backend, you have options. You can go to your own pages, you can edit them, duplicate them, come out with new content, change the verbiage, do anything you would like to do. You can go to the global settings for your colors and themes, and you can literally change the coloring scheme and the imagery scheme and the way your fonts are used, the size, the colors. You can go with an infinite choice of colors effectively for each and everything you have. Okay. For instance, I could come down, I can make something a more of a red or an orange or a pink or a blue, just whatever I have in mind. And then I can also choose whether I want it to be italicized or normal. I can choose the size of the font. If I want it normal, bigger, smaller, I can choose the family and completely go with one of another sort of fonts. I haven't even studied these, but there's some few hundred font choices in here. So, and they're all Google fonts. So they show up immediately on the browser. You don't have to worry about a backup font. Okay. They're all going to be good. All right. And you can do it for everything individually. You can choose exactly what you want for your heading one. Let me come back up to something sensible. Okay. Heading one. And let me take the color back. Again, I can copy from another if I really want. Okay. Take it back here and italicize. All right. You can do anything for any of these fonts separately from each other so that you have full control over the site, including the paragraph font, just literally how the normal page print should look. And yes, you can save style combinations that you save, the different colors for the website and the fonts. And by saving them, you wind up with a list where you can pre-select and load different styles and use them as you wish. So you have full control. You can save copies of your websites. You can create new pages for specials, Easter special, Christmas special, whatever you like. By the way, these websites are completely mobile ready. If I wanted to show you, I'd show you this way. Let's take a look and go to here. Okay, and let me just show you what this looks like because we do this with all of our clients. Okay, let me just give you a look. All right, so you can sort of see on a full-scale computer, on a smaller tablet, even on a mobile phone. If you visit the site, it is mobile ready. Okay, so it looks awesome. It's easy to navigate and use. Now, stepping back, because you have the control panel, why do I say no self-respecting web designer would give you this much control? You can go in your left sidebar. You can turn on and off YouTube videos and choose the video you want. You can go into the featured services and decide which services are featured. You can decide just simply by clicking on the pages you want to click on and hitting update. Okay. You can also do other things. You can go to client testimonials and add them. And if people upload testimonials onto your site, you can moderate them. Choose what to keep or drop. Okay. If you get a Facebook like box or something, you can add that. You can flip it on. And you can even change the sorting order of the things that show up in your left sidebar. You can change the sorting order of the pages that show up in your menu. You can do so much that, what do you think? Here it is. This is a big punchline, right? The whole point. Website developers make you a website based on your upfront first gut reaction, your knee jerk first reaction to what you think is going to sell. And you put it out there and you kind of hope for the best. And what happens? Well, either you're making money because you got it right, or you're not. But the web designer's listening to you. And this is where they make all their money, is letting you have too many choices. That way you're all excited and saying, well, I want this to go over there, and I want a green shimmering thing in the background. And what if we twist this box a different way? What if we do this? What if we do that? And if they knew better, they should say, well, you don't need to. You don't need to, because we all already have done the research and a certain template layout is the right layout. But they don't tell you that, do they? They say, oh, whatever you would like. Sure, we can program it for you. That's our job. That will be an extra $1,000 for that, and an extra $1,500 for that, and an extra $250 for that, and an extra $800 for that. And they go on and on and on and on. As far as you're willing to be inventive, they're willing to keep racking up that bill. What do we do here? We just tell you, trust us, because you can see why already. The website design is completely convertible just the way it is. You don't need to think, well, what if I move stuff around? That's where money gets spent unnecessarily. Why do you need to move anything around if this is going to work already? Okay. All right. Let me continue with this though. The no self-respecting website developer wants to give you the control to do it yourself because then you don't need them. Okay, you can just make your own changes. You can have your Christmas special, and you could even have a special every week. You know how often companies should have some kind of a 10% off this week on some kind of a bundle, or get a free session thrown in with da 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 da. And they should literally make changes like that and try new messages every week. But why don't they? Why don't most people do that? And most people don't. And they lose to the competitors who do. Because the competitors who do have the cash flow to pay the developer to make the change. And so the developer will say that'll be another $100, and they'll say, yeah, no problem. Okay. Now, in many people's case, making that arbitrary change every week is just simply expensive. And so giving you a control panel where you can do all of this on your own, okay, most people can't even imagine having that. And yet that's what we give you. We show you how to adjust the way your message is put. Okay, so you can decide how you want it to look. We show you how to do everything in here. Go through the service sliders. I'll even show you how the banners work. You know how banners seem kind of complicated, right? Like this seems relatively complicated. Well, look, there are only a few things happening. There's an image, there's a headline, there's a description, there's the clickable link that goes to some page, and words that you click on. So it's the way the link looks, the wording of the link. There's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things happening in this banner. So if we look back here and we click on any one of these, okay, as a matter of fact, let me just go click on the one that you just saw. Okay, look, there's the title, there's the description, there's the wording of the link, There's where the which page I wanted to click through to. It's one of the pages from my pages here. And then I browse to select the image from the server. And if you don't have it on the server yet, you can just upload it from your computer because it'll give you that option. Okay. So by setting that and updating it, that gave me the banners. Okay. Nice and simple. That wasn't really hard, right? Do that a couple times, you'll get it. The next thing you could do, you could change the order in which they appear. Same thing. You could change your save sorting so that you can get any combination that you want to happen here. And that's cool. So you can save the sorting. And when you refresh the front page, it'll go in order from top to bottom. And if you have more banners you want to put in, you can put them in. If you want to delete some, you can delete some. Point being, you're not limited. We didn't put limitations on you. We freed you completely up. You realize that? That's what an MM panel is worth. The fact that you can go in and make adjustments over and over and over and over and over and over again without paying anyone for those adjustments means we erased a horrible question that you always had to face. The question used to be this: I'm going to spend the money. Is it going to work or isn't it? Boy, I hope it works. Okay? And if it doesn't work, then that's it. It doesn't work. In this case, no. You spend the money, you get a website. It's probably going to work because it's highly convertible. It's using the right content. Everything's laid out properly. And it's done by 36 experts. It's probably going to work. Okay? But just in case it doesn't, or just in case you have an idea for a deal you'd like to make, or a Christmas special or anything, you can just go do it on your own. Log in, make the change, log out, and you'll see that you've done it, and it's easy. Okay, that is the third thing that is the most crucial to this kind of a package that's never offered by anyone else. Okay, finally, there's a fourth thing, and we can actually stare at it while we're right here. Let's say you had partners, or let's say you had people who are outside of your competitive range, or let's say you had resellers or franchisees, in other words, other groups who are either on your side or just strangers off somewhere else. Obviously, not your enemies, not your competitors, but people outside of your area of reach. Okay. Okay, phones. All right, got that taken care of. So, again, people outside of your area of reach or friends, guys who you want to give a copy of the website to. Okay, that's the point. People that you would want to either give or sell this kind of a website to, because what would it take to put this sort of a website up for someone else? Well, not much. Change the logo. There's a place in the back off in the MM panel where you simply go global settings and website logo and just go select a different logo. From whatever you have back here, select a different logo. Okay, that's pretty simple. All right, for a new logo and hit update. And who does that? I mean, you're probably starting to get an idea where we're going here already just thinking about it. Okay, what else? Change a phone number. Well, we have a place in the admin panel, okay, when you get used to it, where you can go to one file called global variables and change some certain things like the name of the company, you can edit that. Name of the owner, you can edit that. Okay, other titles, owner, CEO, whatever you'd like. There are other things you can change. The phone number, the city, the state, the email, everything else. And for any of these that you happen to use in your file, any of these that you happen to use, it will update that stuff on every single page for you. So you only had to change it in one place. So wherever you use the phone number, however you use the phone number, however it looks from page to page, the look will be maintained, but the new phone number will be there in place. The new city, state, whatever, a new logo. So what's that mean? Well, most of this would work for about anyone. Any eco-friendly pest control guy with a bad website, or who would like a second website to also help saturate the front page so he can take up more real estate and be more of the people getting clicked on because Google's liking his second website. Okay, so you could do this in the back end when you make the changes for that guy, because he maybe he's paying you $4,500 or $5,000 for his copy, or it's a reseller and you're giving it to them free with their information, somehow so you can track when people come through them or their phone number, I don't know, or a call tracking number. You can export what you just built You can either export it as a zip file, call it something like Bob's site, and export it. That's it. And you're going to get the zip file. What do you do with it? You just send it to Bob. Bob puts it on Bob's website, wherever that happens to be. Okay? And all of a sudden, there it is. As a matter of fact, let me show you how we can also do it with FTP. Okay? So if you have FTP access to the site, if somebody happens to give it to you, then you can literally put it up on their website. As a matter of fact, let me show you on a website of our own. For instance, we're sitting here, Brisbane Pest Service, in that guy's panel. Let's say somebody in the US wanted a copy of this, and we just kind of adjusted this real quick for that guy, and we're going to export it. We can save copies of the website, like I said. We can make just infinite number of versions if we really wanted to. Okay, as many as you would like. There's no limits. That's the point. Watch this. I'm going to stick this on trafficmotherload.com. I'm going to stick it there. So watch this, just see how this works. All I need is the username and the password that would go with FTP. FTP username and the password for the website I want. Again, this is one website, Brisbane Pest Service. And again, no self-respecting website developer would give this to you normally. We do it as a package deal with this Rank Omega. What would they do? They would say, if you want a partner and other partners, then we're going to charge you like 80%. We'll give you a 20% discount for the mass, because it's your second, third, fourth, fifth website. And then they'll copy it with the new information. Why do you need to let them have that power when you can have that power for free? Okay? Or it's in the package. It's in there. And once you have it, you have it. Okay? Take a look. I'm going to connect to FTP. And that got me connected to the other website. So I'm using one website to connect to another one real quick. I'm going to go in there, okay? And when I go in there, I'm going to click on some folder name that I set up or would set up for this guy and say, there it is. And right now there's nothing there. I can look at it, and I set this up so you can see it. It's a subdomain on there. So I could use this to promote them, okay? There's nothing there right now. But let me come back. And I'm here, and let me just upload. And yes, that's what I want to do. Okay, it's going to the right place. No, take a look. It's done already. That was fast. Let's go take a look again. Boom, there it is. So this is a copy on a whole different website. And if I did make changes to the phone number and the logo and everything, those changes would be made. You get it? So I can make versions of this website for other guys, and so can you. You'll actually have the ability to do that with this package. That's awesome. All right, so let's review real quickly. The first element is the one you're staring at. It's the fact that it's a highly convertible template in the first place. Don't ask for a lot of design changes. You're wasting your time. This is already good. This is already highly convertible. Well, okay, we watch a company go from 3 hits where people were calling and asking for orders a week to over 5 a day simply because we changed their template design from what they had to this. This did 2 things better. One was better convertible layout, and the other was it ranked harder on Google and got more visibility. Okay, those 2 alone. But the fact of the matter is, if their other website ranked as hard, they would still hardly get any calls. They might be getting 1 a day instead of 5 a day. And that's because this template helped them see, or helped their clients see themselves faster. Okay, that's the idea. And that was for a plumber, but we do these for, they work for about anyone in any industry. This is still the right kind of a layout for sales. Okay, now, so that's that. And then we make it an authority website. We make it a very large website covering all the keyword combinations you need. Then we give you a very cool control panel. Okay, and covering the keywords is how you show up for entirely different words, keywords that people think to type when they're trying to find you. Okay, whatever they're typing in your surrounding areas, you want to be on that page, and you can only do it if you have a page for that keyword. Okay, so we create all the pages for all the keywords you need. Okay, then we give you this really powerful admin panel, right, which allows you to take full control of your website. Everything you want, it's right here. You don't need to pay us to make changes to your website anymore. You can do it on your own. Once your project is finished and handed to you, it is under your complete control, and you can do whatever you want with it. And there are backup files, so don't worry if you screw anything up. We can always restore it. Okay? right back to its perfection for you. And as a matter of fact, you'll have those files. You can use your own backup and restore to upload your restored file that you need so that when you upload it, it's back. And you can always make new versions for anything you want. Again, you can make all these versions for all these different people if you want. Okay. And finally, the export functionality alone is worth a mint because I know people out there are willing to sell you, but they need their copy of your website with their phone number or their email address or whatever it is. And so you can literally make them copies of the website and send them to them. And that way they have a website up. Now, they won't have the control panel. The control panel comes with the Rank Omega package, right? We don't want to give them that much control. Then they could work for your competitor. We don't want that to happen. We want the website to be finished in stone, but we don't want them to have that kind of control over it, just you, right? Because it's your business, all right? But you can make static websites for them, websites that'll rank, that'll be for them, so that they can take off and go do their own reselling for you or for competitors outside your area of expertise. You can make websites for anyone halfway around the world if you like, right? But you have the control panel yourself. And you can also, with it, make as many changes to your own website as you wish. So you can always see what new deals bring. You can attach a blog. You can have links that leave the website. Everything is doable. It's under your control. Okay, so how much should a website cost? Now, if you stop and think about it, these numbers range all over the place. Simple custom designed websites can go anywhere from $400 to $10,000. We're obviously not in the low end of this. No way. There's way too much functionality here, too much power. Big complex sites, 10 plus pages, or sites with lots of programming, we have both. Okay, talking $10,000 to $25,000 when you're using a website of this size. Okay, can you get a custom site for less than $1,000 or $1,000? Yeah, but you're probably not going to like what you're getting. It's going to be set in stone. It's either going to be a hit or miss. You put a lot of money into a gamble. That's risky. It's literally like betting on a dart being thrown at a dartboard. Is it going to do the job or isn't it? If you do not have a control panel, you're making a mistake. Any website you ever get should have a control panel. So if that dart doesn't hit the bullseye, if it misses by a millimeter, you can think it through, understand how, go in your control panel and tweak that thing. Then come back and watch so that the dart hits that bullseye. Get it? And if the dart just goes way off the board after all, you can still go in and refurbish. You can add pages, remove pages, edit pages, rearrange the pages, change the order, make it make sense in a better way. Okay? That way you don't fall prey to your own bedazzlement. You don't think, oh wow, what a beautiful site, and figure it's going to work. And then if it doesn't, you've lost your money. We don't want that around here. We want you to have the control to fix anything that's off, even if it's off just a little bit. You can go do it without having to spend money on us. You can just change. And then beyond that, you can keep increasing your bottom line by figuring out how to improve those conversions. And for a lot of people, that's always running a special. Have a new special every week, different bundled package or whatever it is. Throw something on or offer a discount or bundle something else, whatever it is. And then put out announcements. Say you want to invite a guest speaker to a webinar you're going to launch. Wouldn't it be nice to just go into your front page and just literally make that note up somewhere near the top of your page on your service? You're saying, hey, we're bringing in the Ortho Man. Join the webinar. Click here next Thursday. And then they could click it. They see it, they could click it. How much would you normally have to pay someone to put that in? 100? 150? Well, with a control panel, you pay nothing. Just go put it in yourself. Heck, when you're logged in, you can even edit your own page just by clicking it, whatever page it is, and go put it in there. Just click in here, add some space, come up, type it in, put in your note, webinar next Thursday. Okay, and you could literally put your note about who's coming, stick a link onto that, just stick it on there. Okay, and then you could decide whether it's a heading 1, a heading 2 tag. You can center it if you would like. You can, yellow it out so that it's in yellow. Okay, and then when you save, Okay, if I were to go look at that thing on the front page real quick, and I could just do it, home, where was that? Right here, WAP. Look at that, webinar next Thursday. Now I didn't put a link on it, but I could. All right, let me take it out. Don't want to confuse the poor fellow. All right. And yeah, we just got done doing this site. This is why I'm completely comfortable with working with this stuff right now. The site's new, but you know what's funny? Already has over, what is it now? It has over 700 pages ranked as of today, and it's only been like 3 days that the site's been live. And there you have it. You want to go take a look at a bunch of other sites? I think you'll be pretty impressed with them. They tend to be very different. Okay, so you look at the themes and just get an idea what these things look like. That's a blast coming and checking these out. These are neat. Okay, now having said all that, when you go to get our service, okay, then just start with the website cost, and it just reminds you what's going on. Down here, there's a link to see our service options. Click here, and what you're going to get is going to be explained. Everything is just peachy with a package like this. So, and I do believe that we're going to continue to run the split payment program we've been running now because people are very happy with that. The reason for that is this. When you pay a website designer, have you ever had this happen? You pay them all the money up front, and they're supposed to be done in something like 7 weeks. But somehow it takes them 7 months, and you keep calling and you're aggravated, and you can't believe how long it's taking, and they keep apologizing and saying they're going to be done in a week, and 7 months pass. Isn't that a pain? Well, when we did half and half, you know what we discovered? It calmed people down. They paid the first half down, and already they got to realize that, of course, we want the second half payment. But in order to collect, we have to deliver. And so that just keeps us on our toes. We dive in, get all our experts pooled, work together carefully to get your entire website finished. And then after that, we show it to you. And when you're content and you're happy and everything is good, then we get our second half payment. And of course, you're happy to pay at that time. Everything is fine. All right. And if you have any adjustments to make, that's the time to make them. Right. So this split payment routine has been very good. And I do believe we're going to stick it out. All right. So anytime you have a question, call us. Otherwise, figure out how to get involved. Come visit our site. Um, understand what we do for you. Realize that no other competitors give you a package like that. Highly convertible website. They might say it's a highly convertible website. They'll show you a beautiful website that looks like, who knows, PayPal. Let me give you an example real fast. So never fall for this. Just don't ever fall for this. Okay? You'll see it all the time. See this? This right here, this layout. This is crazy and it's a fad. It looks like it's highly convertible. It isn't. Do you know why it works for PayPal? Because if I come to PayPal and I see this, I'm going to forgive them. I'm going to have patience. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to be fine with that. I'll go through and click something and so on. But if I come to your website and I don't know who you are and I see a tabletop with a mobile phone and a item sitting there, I'm not going to have a lot of patience, right? If this is a pest control company, if this is a moving company, if this is a plumber, if this is an interior decorator, I don't care. If I come to your website and I see this, I'm not going to have a lot of patience, right? No one will. Most people are not going to think to scroll down. They're going to look at this, get confused, and bounce off the site. This is done for branding. This is done by big companies that are just reaching further to see how else they can get in your mind, how else they can remind you to think of them by just creating an interesting new connection in your head. But when you're just getting going and getting started and everything, you should not do this. You need to go for high conversion websites, okay? Websites that lay out what they say really clearly, right? Get you interested very quickly, all right? Websites that cover all the keyword combinations and get all of the most important stuff in front of your face, page by page by page, okay? That's what you should be interested in. And if you have a website that's already making you money, get this too. Make it a different website that's out there working for you so you have two websites working for you, or three or four. Since you can export your own website, you can create variations and put them out. You can create websites for yourself all day long and put them out. You can put 10, 20 out if you really want. Okay? Give us a call and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay, I'm going to run. Thanks for watching.